Bobby Bones.
Bobby Bones Show.
Here's a mind-reading electronic tattoo. Amy, listen to this. As a fellow tattooee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tatted up like a biker. You guys don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well,
you have more than we can see?
One arm.
Yeah, I'm just You were with me. Some guy was like the tattooed guy out there.
Oh, yeah, he was. That's how he described you.
Yeah.
It's like, Bobby?
Yeah.
Were you wearing a sleeveless shirt or something?
I often wear sleeveless, but no, we were on a golf course.
Oh.
I just had on a golf shirt.
Yeah, the guy with all the tattoos over there.
I was like, you know about me?
Mm-hmm.
Researchers are developing a electronic tattoo that sounds an alarm when your mind is working too hard.
What?
The e-tattoo reads your brain waves and eye movements to figure out how mentally overloaded you are. Kind of like a Fitbit for your thoughts. This is from The Guardian. The high-tech gadget was engineered for people with stressful, high-stakes jobs like air traffic control, medicine. It would allow people in these careers to know when to take a break before a lapse of concentration could cause serious trouble. Go ahead.
So it's sort of just like a implant.
Yeah. But it says an electronic tattoo.
Right. But really, it's
I'd want it to
just
say mom with like an anchor.
being
Yeah.
like another way to find out all this information about you and send it somewhere.
You know, when people say things like that, my response is, you don't think they already have all the information about you?
Yeah, well, now they know exactly when I'm stressed.
They already know.
Okay. They know when you were at our weakest. They're like, they're about to break.
Yeah,
Swoop in.
It's like people whose argument, and listen, I'm a gun owner.
They're very vulnerable right now. Go.
But it's like people whose argument is, I got to keep my guns in case I need to tell the government what's up. Bro, they will fly a drone into your house and blow you up before you even have a chance to load your little musket. You know, I have mine because of intruders for the most part. But whenever, like, because we got to form a militia. Have you seen what we do with drones? That militia, gone before you even call yourself a militia. I think we're going to call ourselves a mother. Boom! Gone. So, same with that. People are like, oh, I don't want to subscribe to this and give Apple my... You don't think they already have everything about you? Between Meta
Yeah, I
and
know.
Apple.
I'm just thinking it's just another thing like, in your body. What about like potential damage to your...
Who cares?
Okay.
Not worried about that?
Yeah, why not? Who knows?
But do we need a tattoo to tell us when we're overworked? Like, I can tell you when I'm overworked.
When?
Maybe you can't. Maybe you actually don't know what your body's doing inside. I don't.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know that like I have certain brain treatments that I get done and she'll be like, you're whatever part of my brain, like she'll point to the front part and she was like, it is working overtime right now and I have no idea that's happening.
I would even compare it to your physical body. Like your foot hurts real bad, right?
Real bad.
So you didn't do one thing to injure it, but it could have been a constant stress on it that slowly injured your foot. And if you were told halfway through, hey, you've got this stress that's happening on your foot, and if you continue to pound your foot in this way, it is going to be a bad injury. If you were told that physically, because it wasn't a step off a curb or make a cut,
Nah,
it hurt
couldn't
your
tell you
foot.
what it was.
So my analogy would be that, but for your brain. I'm not even saying I would get it. 'Cause
But like yours would go off all the time, right? Like,
you can shut up. No, you can shut up.
Working too much.
No, you can shut up. Yeah.
Need to relax.
I mean, physical and mental, I have a feeling they'd both go off because everything hurt. My ankle is killing me right now. But I tore the cartilage in my ankle, but some of it's just gone. So it's bone on bone all the time. There's nothing I can do about it. The good news is I'm not hurting it worse.
You can't get like some sort of cushion implant?
I didn't think
So
about
it's not
that.
bone on bone, like maybe they could...
Like a beanbag? Little beanbag?
Yes.
Just put it in
Little
there?
mat-
Maybe like a
stress
little,
ball.
Yeah.
a little rubber stopper.
I don't think so. It wasn't
Okay.
really offered. But no, the good news is I know I won't injure it any worse. Bad news is it always hurts.
I feel like bone on bone, things could get worse.
You feel that way, but the doctor does not. So I'm going to go with the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I just,
I appreciate you feeling that way,
Sounds
though.
bad.
Yeah,
Amy's pretty smart, though.
I appreciate that, though. Appreciate that feeling.
yeah.
Yeah. I do want to mention, Eddie got an email.
Oof.
Oh, you can tell the story.
My heart stopped.
Because the subject.
The subject line was Bobby Bones and Diddy.
What would you think if you got that email?
Uh-oh. Someone had a video.
Oh my gosh, maybe you
Bobby
were
was at
being
a freak
called to
off.
testify.
Can you imagine I'm going to freak off? What do I do?
No. I wouldn't
Oh,
think you'd be in a freak off. I think it would be like
Put baby oil
some
there?
event where you were there and flagged as a potential witness.
But you got to understand, my emails are like, Riley Green playing tonight. You're invited. Like, just dumb. And then Bobby Bones and Diddy. I was like,
Yeah.
what the?
So what was it?
Thankfully, you're not in trouble. It
Well, I know I'm not in trouble because I have no relationship to Diddy at all in any way. Never met. I don't think I've ever been in the same room with Diddy unless it was the one time at iHeart Festival, and it was the arena, the whole arena.
That would be the room.
It wouldn't even be the room.
There's thousands of people present.
Yes.
No, it's this guy who he works for ABC, and he's like a legal advisor for ABC, and he does a podcast and would like to be on our show, talk about Diddy. That's it.
Oh.
So it was like, talk about Diddy on the Bobby Bones show. But that's not the subject line. The subject line got me good.
Bobby and Diddy.
Yeah. Bobby and Diddy.
Hey, are you the one upset about the rodeo tickets?
I just don't understand.
So the rodeo happened last weekend. Tim McGraw was in to promote it the week before.
Yeah.
It was McGraw, Jelly Roll, and Reba, and they performed, and the rodeo happened. Each night, something different was happening. And so what were you upset about?
Well, I don't want to sound like Lunchbox. This is very Lunchbox-ish, but I feel like we should have had tickets to the rodeo, no problem. We never got an email saying like, hey, you're invited to go to the rodeo, which was strange to me. So I reach out to Scuba, and he says, no. He's like, you know what? They haven't. I did get an email a while back, but it was just to me. And if you wanted to go to the rodeo, so let me forward that to you. And I was like, I really want to go with my family. We got 6 of us. That'd be fun. So if we can't do it, don't worry about it. He forwarded it to me anyway. So we waited till like the day before the rodeo. Then Abby texts me and says like, hey, Scuba said he forwarded you an email. Can I? If you're not going to use it, can I use it? Sure, Abby. I forward it to Abby. She goes, calls him up. They're like, nah, you can't come. We're full. I'm like, how can we not get tickets to the rodeo? We had cowboys. We had 20 cowboys in here. Rope and Lunchbox.
I'm gonna jump on that because the minute they left the studio, I emailed Scuba and said, hey, when that comes back to town, I would love to go to the rodeo.
Comes back to town.
Like, because they weren't, I said, I would love to go to the rodeo.
When it comes back to town. Did you say it like that? Because
No,
I don't
no.
think that would be next year. The next time.
No. I meant when, like, if they got tickets, I want to go. And he was like, I'll see what I can do. I never heard a word back. And then I'm talking to.
I'm just like, come on, guys.
I know.
Lunchbox finished.
No, I
know
never
it.
heard anything back. And then I was talking to security guy Tim, and he got tickets to the rodeo. I'm
Through
like,
work
what?
or something
Through
else?
Work.
Or did
Through work. And I'm like, what?
It's just weird because like you talk to people in the building and they're like, oh, the rodeo was awesome. Like, you went to the rodeo?
You're like, how did you go to the rodeo? Like, they were in our studio and we had no access to the rodeo.
And they're like, yeah, man, me and 10 other people went to the rodeo. It was a great time.
They're like, oh, it was the best thing I've seen in years. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, Tim said he loved it.
Yeah, said it
There
was
we go.
nonstop action. Didn't leave his seat, he said. And I'm like, huh.
It's strange to
That's
me.
weird because I emailed about
And you asked immediately.
literally when they walked out of the studio.
So let's figure out why. Like, what do you think the reasons are? Could it be, well, in your mind, what is it?
I literally have no idea.
Who'd you ask?
Scuba. Because
Could it-
he's the one that is in contact with them and he has all the. I don't know.
Theorize. You love theorizing. Why didn't you get tickets to the rodeo?
I would assume Scuba just didn't even ask. That would be my guess.
How many tickets did you ask for?
I didn't ask for any number. I said, I would love to go to the rodeo.
Do you think the fact that you asked for like 72 tickets to everything, though, would keep him from asking because he knows what drama he's going to deal with? I'm just asking you.
No, I don't. I mean,
don't think that'll be
because I think the theory is it never hurts to ask, and I think he could have subscribed to that theory also.
Yeah.
And he
it's
didn't.
my motto.
I say it every week.
I do. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
That's true, but if you ask over and over again for something that is almost ungettable over and over again, it does hurt to continue asking for the same thing. It'd be like me asking for a raise every week. Hey, I'd like double my salary. You're right. No. Okay. Next week. Any
doesn't
chance I
hurt
can get
to ask.
any chance I double my salary this week? No, stop asking, idiot. It doesn't hurt to ask.
my
Eventually,
motto.
it does hurt to ask.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy, and then to hear Eddie's story, and when
You guys didn't talk about this, by the way?
no, I had no
We had-
idea.
no, we didn't
Just
talk
when
about this.
when Tim talked about it, like after the rodeo, like on I think it was Monday, I was talking to him. I was like, "Huh, you had tickets, huh?"
So, question.
In my head, I thought that, but then I was like, "Oh, no big deal." But now that Eddie tells me he wasn't able to get tickets either, I'm like, "Now this is really weird."
Go ahead.
Did Tim go through you?
I did not.
Yeah, because there's like is the right word firewall?
I don't know. It depends. I mean, please use it in context.
I feel like there's a firewall between us and whoever could get us tickets. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's Scuba, don't know, but maybe Scuba's just like, screw these guys. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to get them all tickets.
But he's gonna get them for Tim.
Well, I don't know.
If Tim never asks for anything and got tickets, yeah, I think. And also, yeah, Tim's like has a badge.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah. Whatever Tim wants, Tim gets.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would imagine, and Scuba's not here to defend himself. He's on vacation. I would imagine
The guys are like, perfect.
Scuba probably forgot to ask.
You
I
think
can't see them saying no because it was such a big event for 3 nights. I could see them saying no if Lunchbox asked for 6 tickets.
Yeah. Well, did Eddie, you ask for 6?
I did, but Scuba immediately was like, I don't know if I can get you 6, but here's a link. You can try that. And as soon as I saw a link, it was like just +1. I'm like, well, I'm just not going to go with just.
Oh,
one of
so,
my
so you
had
could have got
access to a
+1.
link.
Well, no, because
You
Abby
do
tried
sound
it.
like Lunchbox.
No, I didn't mean to, but Abby tried the link and they said,
Well, was the link only for you?
no, it was for Scuba. Scuba
I
forwarded
think it was
to
for,
me.
probably for everybody to submit a request.
Oh, I never got even a link.
Yeah.
I didn't even reply to my email.
Well, that tells you enough about you. Hey, Abby,
What the?
what's up with you tried?
Yeah, I did.
No tickets?
It just said thanks for your RSVP, but this event is full.
So, okay,
there was a set amount.
It
and
was a
it's
set
full.
amount,
Yep.
and it wasn't just show exclusive. So Scuba sent you that link.
Yeah, I
I
guess
think-
my thing when I hear them, I just sort of cringe a little bit inside. I guess I don't ever have expectations that we're entitled to anything.
It does sound very entitled.
Entitled.
Well, there's like so many people.
You don't deserve
and there's
free
so
tickets just
many
'cause you
things,
work
and
on
it
the
just
show.
makes me feel awkward.
They don't need our promotion.
Then why'd they come in our studio?
Because
Because they wanted our promotion. Why did they have me go out on the balcony?
they
and
don't
film? No.
No, me. I'm talking. So no, we'll stop that right now. So what I'm saying is that we asked McGraw to come in, and McGraw was like, I'm doing a rodeo promotion soon anyway, so let's do it and put those times together. So he came in. Now the Cowboys were in town because they were actually promoting the rodeo part of it, not just the concert, because that hit kind of funny. But we're not entitled to any tickets just because we work here. We're not entitled to anything except our paychecks. And even then, we're not entitled to that if they decide they don't want to pay us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they said, hey, we need to shoot a promotional video. Let's go outside on the balcony and we'll have you guys rope Lunchbox. Like, then why am I doing promotional videos for this if I can't even get
You
tickets?
love doing that. I watched the video. It was like you were in Candyland.
I understand, but I'm like, why am I and then I asked for tickets. It's like, no thanks.
They
You
were
cannot
doing
come.
content for us. I would say that was as much something for us as it was for them. Morgan, your thoughts?
So I didn't it wasn't proposed by us. It was proposed by them.
I'm saying the content though that we made.
It was super helpful for us. I loved it as extra content, so I'll take it. But as far as like us being like, hey, we need to make this content happen, it was on their side.
They
to my
asked us to
knowledge.
do it so they could promote the rodeo. That's what they asked us. They said, hey, we'd like to film a video to promote our rodeo. So I'm just saying, like, well, then why?
But then they could have come to me and said, hey, I have tickets for you, Bobby, since it's your show and you're the one that's agreed to promote the rodeo.
Did they tell you that?
Nah, I don't want to go to stuff. I never want to go to anything.
I don't either. I never ask, but the rodeo sounded cool and the kids would like the rodeo. And man, it's times like these where I'm like, gosh, I wish I had Tim McGraw's number.
No way. You would not text him for that.
Then I'd be like, Timmy,
No.
like, spot me just 6 tickets.
I think
dude.
Timmy would have got you deleted.
Don't know you.
Just
Yeah, I'm
straight
not sure you
up,
call
just
him
straight
Timmy.
up Timmy. Yeah, I think that would have got you. Well, I'm sorry that didn't happen. I'm surprised that didn't happen. It sounds to me, though, if I'm being honest, like Scuba is the one who did not make the ask to anyone other than the link that was given to anybody who could have submitted in the link. I would encourage you guys to not feel entitled to things, though, just because they come on the show.
Yeah, because sometimes expectations like that just lead to future resentments, and it's not necessary. Like,
It's not
don't-
entitlement.
It is
It's-
entitlement.
It's
It is.
every
It's like,
email.
It's like the definition
It is,
of
yes,
it.
it absolutely
Like,
is.
as
If you
I-
think you deserve something
no, no.
just because.
No, no, no.
Yeah, you just.
no.
Okay,
Hey.
Amy, you have the stick?
Well, I guess I don't know. I'm just not. It just seems like every month there's another story of like I've asked for this and I didn't get it, and
From
I'm just sort
Lunchbox.
of like, well,
No,
is you
I
today?
haven't asked for tickets in a
But
long
he
time.
has built a culture, and now you're a part of
I
it.
know.
What I would
Right.
say is there's always a trade off with any sort of promotion. The trade off is we don't take every guest. I might take 15% of guests. If 10 guests are submitted to me, I'll take 1. And the trade off is somebody's going to give us good content for our show, on air and digital, in exchange for whatever promotion it is. The exchange isn't they come on the show and then give us tickets. The exchange is they give us content that allows our ratings to be mid or high, hopefully, if done right, and we get to keep our jobs. Like, that's the exchange. The exchange is I'm coming on your show, and if you let me on your show, I'm giving you free tickets. That's not it. Now, a lot of times it happens that way because we have good relationships, but you can't be upset about that because, that, again, that is a bit of entitlement, and some of it naturally occurs because it's happened for so long that you're just like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get it.
Yeah. That's really it. Because back in the day, dude, we'd go everywhere.
But I didn't.
Like, we got like everywhere.
I guess a little bit of my frustration is that maybe now is that I hear that Eddie got a link, Abby got a link, and I didn't even get a reply.
So you're mad at them too.
So maybe
You're upset at them
So
too.
maybe I should be upset at Scuba and not the rodeo. I should be more upset at Scuba because he probably didn't.
That
even
was
pass.
my theory.
Yeah,
that
I
he
wouldn't
dropped
be
the ball.
upset.
He's
I
the
would-
firewall.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, or he.
Because hearing that they got a link, I'm just like, what? I didn't even have the option to get a link. Like
You didn't have
that's
the option to get
unbelievable.
turned down.
Right.
Yeah.
So that maybe I shouldn't be mad at the rodeo. I
Yeah.
should, wait till Scuba comes back from vacation and
Yeah,
I would
let
encourage
him
you
be.
not
waiting
to be
for him.
mad at anybody, but
Yeah.
just reset your expectations that you're not owed anything.
no, but at least reply to my email and say, hey, you're not going to get any.
You can be irritated at that,
or
but I
here's
don't
the link.
think. But I don't think that is about these tickets specifically.
That's pretty bad. It's a bad look, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Scuba's just tired of you asking for everything in a large quantity.
Well,
It
I
never
don't
hurts to
think so.
ask.
Never hurts to ask.
Oh, yeah.
It's his
But
motto.
but it does eventually, because then Scuba feels weird asking and going to a record label being like, can I get 8 tickets to...
Yeah.
We end up having to do a home run challenge so we can have enough tickets to go to CMA Fest.
Well, no, that's because Morgan
Exactly.
wanted 5.
No, it's because Eddie gave up his.
Right.
That's
But-
what it is. Eddie gave up his free tickets.
Didn't need mine.
But Morgan put in a request for 5, so let's not act like I was the only one for CMA Fest.
But
Yeah,
you
but that's
do yours all the
rare.
time. You do yours every event. You get mad at people for not having enough food at their events for your kids.
I do get mad at that. I still remember Jansen's, man.
No.
I still
And
remember
then he
it.
sent you to a nice restaurant as a...
He sent me a Ruth's Chris gift card.
What
man.
happened to Jansen's?
It was, I think his title of his album was like All In or Family or something like that. And so I was like, all right, I'm bringing my family to the album release thing. And they were like, no, only no families allowed. And I'm like, wait, it says that's the title of the album. And so I was upset.
He got on the air.
We had a feud with Chris Jansen.
No, we didn't have a feud.
Yep.
You had a feud, and then Chris felt bad and gave Lunchbox a gift card to Roots Chris.
See, that's his MO.
But Chris didn't do anything wrong.
Didn't he also go to like Luke Combs' record label and like pick it outside
Crocs.
for Crocs?
Because he didn't get a box
Yeah.
of Crocs sent to him.
And then they sent you Crocs, right?
They did send me
This is
Crocs.
so dumb.
I still wear those things.
And then you wonder why Scuba's like, I'm not forwarding his request.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I started with like, I'm not Lunchbox, and I'm not
No,
trying
but
to be
you
like
are.
Lunchbox. No, I'm not.
Even he's saying you are.
Not like you.
Okay, anyway, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'm over it though.
good for you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Amy, you're up.
Oh, my story.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked by this.
No.
No, I am ready. Please just let me pull it up. I'm ready. We were just talking
All
about
right,
this.
Lunchbox, you're up.
Oh my gosh.
Anybody want to go back 200 years
I'd love to.
and
sounds
see a
fun.
200-year-old condom?
I don't
No.
want to. Turn me around. Turn me around. I don't want to go. Turn around.
Okay.
What is it?
There's
Like
a
it's like
mus-
a sheepskin?
It's made out of a sheep's appendix, and it's from 200 years ago, and they now have it in a museum that you can go look at the 200-year-old condom.
Okay, see, oh, Thomas Edison, light bulb. Who did this? Like,
Yeah, who invented the condom?
found this out?
Jonathan Condamo.
Because that's amazing.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
It looks like a cigar
Oh.
because it's that shape, except it does have the wiener on the head, but it looks like that texture. It looks like almost if you were to take like a piece of leather
Oh,
and just wrap it around it. It could have been a great feeling.
that couldn't have been good.
Yeah. What else do you know about it?
They have a little drawing on there of like some women, and it's just sort of like a scene, and you can go look at it in a museum. I don't know who used it, if it's used or if it's, but it sold for $1,000 last year at an auction.
Doesn't it look like a cigar?
Yeah, it does.
1830.
That's pretty crazy,
That's
right?
crazy they thought about that.
It is.
And,
like,
and they were like, you know what? I have an idea. Sheepskin.
A 200-year-old. Well, that means they put a lot of skins of a lot of animals on, and that one just felt the best.
That's probably true.
Because I don't think they went with their first one.
First
so
was
they're like,
platypus?
let's try a mule. I don't feel anything, John.
They're like, rhino. No, dude. Like, it's not working.
but you guys understand, it is the appendix.
Go get us a hippo's appendix. A 200-year-old illustrated condom will go on display with a Dutch Golden Age Masters Amsterdam 19th century luxury souvenir, the first contraceptive sheath to be added to the art collection. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is most likely to have come from a Upmarket brothel in France.
Yeah.
All right.
Upmarket, like a high class.
Yeah, high
brothel?
class, like for the
Yeah.
high
Rich.
society.
Morgan,
Okay, so I'm continuing my doomsday thoughts. Are you ready?
what were your other thoughts?
Oh my!
Right.
I heard
Yesterday
yesterday
it was
one was
the-
some dumb painting that no
No,
one
it was
understood.
the Japanese artist.
Oh, yeah. They predicted that something bad's going
Yeah.
to happen.
Okay, so there's a doomsday oarfish that washed ashore in Australia.
Those oarfish are crazy. We've talked about these before. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very rare because normally they're in like the depths of the ocean. So for them to come ashore, like rarely have people ever seen these things alive. So it coming to shore and that happening is a potential sign to a whole lot of people that they know and sense that something bad is coming.
So the origin of the oarfish freaking people out is, for the most part, what they've discovered is like little earthquakes and stuff happen on the bottom, or air temperature changes, and it causes the fish to have to go and live somewhere else. They're uncomfortable there. They end up dying. They end up floating. So there's something tumultuous happening where we can't see and feel and monitor. Therefore, these fish come up to sea. So they go up. There's something bad happening up here because something bad's been happening down there. Like that's a bad version of what's going on.
I get it though.
It doesn't always happen that way, but I don't know. It's just so broad.
Those oarfish are huge. Like the picture that Morgan has, there's like 20 people holding one.
Yeah, it depends. There's different ones and different sizes, but it's
No,
just
you're looking at the condom.
this particular one is around 9 feet long, but there's
Wow.
also some that are 56 feet long.
Like
So
56.
9 feet long. If that's a small one, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, this particular one that washed up, and it wasn't alive. It's also uncommon to see them alive because they are like such deep sea creatures.
Yeah, that's wild.
But it's also uncommon to see like a great white in like these, different states that have never seen a great white before. And that's happening too.
Yes, because certain areas where they're accustomed to living are having tumultuous times, therefore
Sure.
they have to move. Yes,
See,
but
so animals always know before us.
That's true.
yeah, but they may also. Let me just I love to do. Let me push back a little bit. What if this is just like an awkward oarfish and there's like a great party happening down there? He's like, I don't want to be at this party. They're smoking weed down here. And so they leave, and then he gets to a bad part, and then he dies.
Well, that's a really sad ending for this oarfish.
Things could be happening so right down there that it's not wrong.
Do you think fish could murder other fish and try to get rid of the body?
I think murder is something that we as humans have invented, where things do kill each other, but murder for sleeping with your cousin
Correct.
doesn't happen with animals. It's
Sure.
all there are no morals with animals. Murder is a moral institution. So you murder, and that's bad, because there would never be bad if there wasn't good. Mark Twain wrote That Damned Human Race. It's basically that, right? And so it's like there wouldn't be bad if there ever wasn't defined good. And animals, they don't have good or bad. They have live. There is no good or bad. They have survive. And so when they kill something, it's either a threat or they're hungry or one of those. It's
Yeah.
never because their feelings were hurt or they were made to look like a fool or they were sad. So my answer to that would be probably not. Now, we don't understand, unless you're an octopus, they're smarter than we are, or a dolphin. They've got this app now, this AI technology that can kind of, and you may want to Google this because it just came out, that can kind of tell what dolphins are saying. But they're,
That's
because
awesome.
dolphins are like us. Octopus, I'm not convinced they're not the aliens because they're smarter than us.
I had a fun fact a while back too that dolphins have names because scientists realized that whenever they would make a certain sound, a certain dolphin would respond to it.
Yeah,
dogs do
they're
the
talking to
same
each other,
thing.
and I think cows do.
Really?
When I do it, when I make the sound.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Google's developed an AI model called Dolphin Gemma that is designed to understand and mimic dolphin vocalizations. The AI model, trained on extensive data sets of dolphin communication, aims to help humans understand and potentially communicate with dolphins. So it works. They've just recorded millions and millions of hours, and the great thing about AI is it can take those and understand those millions of hours in like 30 seconds, as opposed to humans having to actually do the data themselves and listen. We are much slower. So
When are we gonna know what they say?
dolphins?
Yeah, they're
I don't
still-
have the answer to
Okay.
that.
That'd be cool when we find out.
It utilizes a large language model, LLM, similar to those used for human language understanding to analyze patterns in dolphin sounds and predict future vocalizations. I was watching TikTok, and they had this thing you can order from TikTok Shop where you put in your ears and like an AirPod, like an earbud, and she was in getting her toenails done. like a pedicure, and she was understanding what all the Asian women were saying about her.
They were translating
It
it.
translates in the ear.
Oh wow.
And she was like, they
don't
didn't. They
wanna
said
know.
I didn't tip enough.
Oh,
And she heard him say that,
that's crazy.
and you could buy it on. Yeah, I didn't buy it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if it works.
Yeah.
If it works. All right. Amy,
So
we're gonna
sh-
take a break and come to you after the break. Here. We're gonna take a break.
That way you'll be ready.
Yeah, you'll be good and
yeah.
ready. So
I
just know after the break.
I know.
We're gonna
I
fire
should
at you, and we're gonna come at you.
written it down. It does really come at me fast. Like we're
Yeah,
spending
yeah.
like 15 minutes talking about expectations and tickets, and then you're like, Amy, you're up. What's up? And I'm like, oh shoot.
But you know,
I had
when
it.
we're doing the podcast, you're first. I can take you off first string.
No,
Do you want to be put on second
I would
string?
not like to be.
Okay, all next week, Amy's off first string.
Oh no.
So at any time,
No, I think that's worse because then you don't know when you're going to her. Like you don't know. Like
but she'll be ready because I'll go to first
yeah,
string.
because he'll go,
I'll go-
Lunchbox, what's up? And then you'll be like, okay.
No, but
Amy-
once
Amy-
the podcast starts, you know.
but
to
Amy,
have
did
it
you
up.
see how he went to me and
I
I was
know,
like,
and
"There's
I-
a 200-year-old condom."
Well, but you had the time to
You
know I went
had
to
right
her.
when he
I
came to
didn't
me,
matter.
then it didn't matter.
So do
okay,
you wanna
you're
step
right.
down
That's
for
why I
first
had
string?
to start
Okay, Amy,
writing
you're
it
gonna be second
down.
string next week. Morgan, you'll be first string next week.
Whoa.
Oh
Okay.
no, she's gonna get Wally pipped. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I
Well,
don't
she's not injured though.
think.
It's even worse. She's right
She-
there.
yeah, she played herself out of first string.
Well,
But we'll come back to you in a second.
I had a system of writing
Morgan,
it down.
this is
and
your
I should
chance,
have.
This is your
Morgan.
chance,
I didn't
Morgan.
write it
Okay.
down.
Take a break. We'll come back with Amy's story. All right.